this election, we saw many minorities leading GRCs and winning. Minister Iswaran, Minister Shanmugam, Minister Vivian, Minister SM Taman, Mr. Pritam Singh, Masagos, and then you have Mr. Murali in the SMC. And you yourself led a GRC twice and won.
Yeah.
So what's the relevance of the GRCs then if the minorities seem to be able to win?
No, I suppose as a concept, like any other political concept, it will evolve over time, right? I think PM has made it a promise to reduce the average size. So this time around, we have smaller GRCs, more SMCs. And as you rightly pointed out, the SMCs have done well actually on their own. Even, Mr. Murali did well in Bukit Batok. And previously, of course, Mr. Michael Palmer in Punggol East, to show that minorities can also hold on their own in the SMC. So I wouldn't want to prejudge what the government would think about how the political structure or the whole constituency structure will take place. But certainly the data shows that maybe we have arrived at a level of maturity where people look beyond race, right? Maybe when MM conceived the idea of the GRC, we were not there yet, right? Political maturity takes time. I'll be honest about it. I mentioned this in one of my interviews. Somebody asked me what was my greatest achievement in 23 years. I see my greatest achievement in 23 years as an MP is that all of them never questioned my race. Never questioned my race, right? Because in effect, what we do there, we do it as an elected representative. It doesn't really matter you're Malay or Chinese and Indian. Everyone is a Singaporean that deserves help. So I think the GRC concept will evolve over time. I think something that have to be looked at basically. Will we remove it and revert to all an SMC? I'm not so sure. I wouldn't want to prejudge that basically. But I certainly would recommend re-looking at the whole concept. Looking at what we have. Because I think it has to be something that we evolve over time as we achieve certain political maturity.
Would you think that, I am quite supportive of the GRCs actually, and I still am. Sure. Although I think I have to rethink that as well, looking at the data we have. Especially in Aljunied, we had 3 minorities.
Exactly.
3 minorities. And also if we look at, you mentioned that your constituents never saw you as a Malay leader. They saw you as a, never, right?
Yes.
And nobody sees SM Taman as an Indian leader.
Exactly.
Or Pritam Singh as an Indian leader. They see him as a national leader.
Exactly.
So that tells us something, right, about GRCs and race. So is it true that Singapore is still not ready for a non-Chinese PM?
I thought you're not going to ask me difficult questions.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I've done a straw poll to come to any conclusion, but based on my own interaction, and I will add here, we both Malays and non-Malays. I think people feel that SM Taman is certainly way above everybody else and capable of becoming a prime minister. I think we cannot take that away from him. I know him well enough to work with him in cabinet, that he's a very capable man. So I think it's that's all I can tell you in terms of what I've heard, what I've shared, what I've said basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would like to maybe push it a little bit on that and
sure.
Maybe defend DPM Hin on his statement, because I don't think he was not right actually when he said some Singaporeans are not ready.
Yeah.
Although I think as a generic non-Chinese, maybe some Singaporeans are not ready. But for SM Taman, I think many Singaporeans are ready. So basically, does it mean that a minority always has to be heads and shoulders above everybody else? You don't think so?
I think the right answer for me is that maybe we're not ready for minority PM, but we're ready for Taman.
Right.
Because
I agree.
In a way, people see SM Taman as a very capable person, and they don't see his race. So it's two different things basically. So I suspect if you do a survey, even among older Chinese, I suspect they say, Taman very good. I suspect. I may be wrong. So I have to add the caveat. I've not done a poll. I have no idea, but that's how I think it should be seen basically.
Okay. Right. Okay.